There's a lot of flat earth videos, as you can see, and in this case, excuse me a minute. In this case, I've got this one here, and you'll have to excuse me. There's a lot of stuff that I've got. I mean, let me start again with this one.
Years ago, this was...
Yeah. So, check that out. And there's a... Okay. Make that a bit wider. Yeah. That should do. Let's try that. Right, so as people have watched before on this channel, even though it's got nobody really looking at it, it doesn't matter. I'm intrigued in the flat earth debate for other reasons, but it kind of intrigues me on how people can get an obvious truth wrong. And I'm watching other people, and there's certain people, they're debating the flat earth side, and then there's other people who are debating from the point of view of the globe. In the actual debate, it's globe versus flat, or ball versus flat, ball versus, I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. But it's this what we all know, right? And we all use on our phones when we're doing our sat nav and our Google Maps, which obviously uses GPS, which is satellites in space, and they go around a globe. So, you know, it's like you're using it every day. How can it not be? So anyway, but we have, so there's various videos. This one's by Toon, and he's doing a live stream. He does a lot of live streams about this and debating the flat earth. And there's been the recent developments with the final experiment stuff, which Will Duffy has been doing. He's a Christian pastor and a young earth creationist, actually, which is interesting. This one is another one that's done by somebody who's saying basically that this was dealt with 2,000 years ago. And so I excerpt the stream from it. And basically, this is Aristotle, and this is his quote. And if I was to quote it, right, every portion of the earth tends towards the center until by compression and convergence they form a sphere. That was quoted by Aristotle. I think it was in one of his texts, and that was 350 BC. So over 2,000 years ago, they recognized this model, right? And we've been using this, the globe model, for 2,000 years, right? And now we rely on it for different things, obviously sat-nav and things like that, but when we go into the moon and stuff like that. But there's a bit of a resurgence, right, with there's like the modern flat earth theory, which is basically, it kind of goes around a conspiracy theory, but it's all interwoven with religion as well, with Christianity. Okay, which is why it's significant that Will Duffy's done it, who's a Christian pastor, and he's flown people to the Antarctic. Very jealous. What an amazing experience it must have been to basically witness the 24-hour sun. This was done recently, 14th to the 18th of December, which is apparently when it's at its height in the Antarctic, or at least at the location they were doing it, which was in Glacier. I can't remember, Union Glacier, I think it was. So, yeah. So that has, you know, we're talking about something debunked there. But one of the key things, and the reason why it's tied into religion, is because there's a quote in the Bible, and this is from Isaiah, right? And I picked out, this is Isaiah from the, I just let me do the print version because I think that's print. Okay, yeah, that's better. And then I can make it bigger so people can read it. And there's basically a passage here, which is 22, I think. Yeah, here we go, 22. And so this is, and the version that I'm doing is, this is the King James Bible, right? Which is the one that non-Christians seem to focus on. interestingly enough. Christians, they use different translations. I'm a Christian, I personally like the Voice translation, which is more of a modern English one, and it's actually for ministers, because it has notes in it and stuff. But there's another one called the Message, which is generally quite well liked. It's not an actual translation. It's more of a faithful translation. It's more of a kind of if it was written today, this is the sort of thing it would say, sort of thing. So they haven't actually transliterated the words. They've just simply took the effect, essentially. And the Voice kind of does that, but it's a bit more closer to the translation. So in King James Bible, it is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth out as a tent to dwell in. And it goes on. And they tend to home in on that verse, right? Now, this King James Version is a translation, right? This isn't the original text, right, that was written by Isaiah, okay? And so originally this is translated from the original Hebrew. And so I was thinking, I'm guessing that's going to be online. The actual original Hebrew is going to be online somewhere. And there was also and it's like an unrelated thing, but basically the Hebrew is saying here, I don't know if I can actually increase the text on that. But anyway, basically it's talking about the prophet Isaiah. He uses the word, right, I don't know if it's pronounced like this, but it won't be. In Hebrew, it's chug, to describe the earth's shape, which is commonly translated as circle, but literally means sphere. Sphere. Okay, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't know, but that's somebody who's basically put that in there, and I'm thinking, let's see. Okay, so I've actually gone and got the original translation. Let me make that bigger so it's seen, right? And this is, here we are. Okay, and that actually is the King James Version there on this side, right? And this is the Hebrew here. Obviously, it's written right to left instead. This is Hebrew, and that word there, right, is the one that they're using when they say circle. That actual word. So that is the word that Isaiah wrote. Okay, so if we want to know what the meaning was, there's Isaiah's handwriting. Well, it's not his handwriting, obviously, but when he's writing it, that's the word he used, right? And so I'm thinking, okay, Google Translate, yeah? So I picked off Google Translate, right? Here's Google Translate. Let me magnify that up so we can see it. And this is the text, right? And I paste it in there, right? And that C dictionary, okay? So that's the word there, that one, okay? Here, right? And we can see it, and you can see that Google Translate itself says there's a load of different things. Now, the common translation is circle, okay, which is what the other text said. But if you look, that word there, sphere, orb, it's there as well, orb, okay? And then you've got other things, right? It even says things like, I don't know, about class, and boundary and party. These are different translations of the same word. It's about like, in English, we have the word two, right? Two can be the number two, it can be a direction two, it can mean two as in too much, and it's the same. Okay, they're different spellings basically, but it's the same. What we're saying is one word can have many uses and it depends on context. Okay, one of those is sphere. So are you watching Flat Earthers? It's sphere. So I can put a translation in there where Isaiah is talking about a sphere. A sphere. Okay? Do you understand what I'm telling you? You are focusing on that translation saying that it's a disc, but the word is round, essentially, isn't it? Okay, it's referring to something which is round. He will sit on like that. They have actually put in here, Google Translate has actually used the word rim. Okay, rim, not circle, right? The rim of the earth, right? You can actually have the rim of a sphere. It's the outside bit. Okay, okay, and it's the other things as well. And what this has done is Google has actually tried. I'm guessing that Google Translate's used the biblical reference in order to get the translation, so that it's no coincidence that it translates quite well into English. He will sit on the rim of the earth, and he will sit on it like locusts. Quite sure about that. The slope is like the sky, and it extends like a tent for the Sabbath. Right? Now, I'm guessing that Google Translate uses the original Hebrew text from the Bible to actually get the translation as part of the formula, because it has to get it somewhere. You use an algorithm to get it from somewhere, and it uses, like AI, it uses large language models. It actually uses large language models to get this. But you can see there, right? Let's just get in so you can see it. There. That's the word there. Yeah? Sphere. Right? So flat earthers that are saying the Bible says the earth is flat, no, it says it's a sphere. A sphere. Okay? Do you understand? The Bible says it's a ball earth, globe, sphere. Okay? So forget this, the Bible says it's a flat earth. It doesn't. It actually says it's a sphere. And there's the translation right there in front of your face. So will you stop, right, abusing my Christianity, right, to say that people need to be dumb? They don't. It's already in the Bible. The Bible says it's a ball. Okay? Do you understand? So there we go. And that's the end of that one.